Thank you so much. There's Tonya and James giving us a check-in. There have been fan sections dedicated to almost all of the teams in attendance. We saw the little, the boys crew as well. Everyone has definitely made their fandom clear, as did our analysts. It looks like we're going to 3 in the end. Sean Gers and Thorin with me.
I was a little nervous.
Out for once.
I was nervous. Those baguettes could have been soggy with tears. Honestly, that was dicey. They were down 5-1. They lost both pistols. But Vitality honestly just dominated them in gun rounds. The way that they entered that T-half, third round onward, was super impressive. They adapted. They held the B bomb site with utility. But what was weird was that they had ZywOo playing the B bomb site instead of NBK.
And he was whiffing to start the game, but by the end he was on fire.
Yeah,
by
6 entry kills, 28. We get to watch his highlight reel now.
6-0 in entry duels on top of that, Alex.
Oh my goodness, so he didn't lose a single one, drawing first blood 6 times over the course of Inferno. And I suppose if, in hindsight, if you had to outline a win condition for Vitality, it would have been this man on your screens waking up and closing in on 30 in a rather quick game on Inferno.
This is a rough one for AVANGAR though, because not only did they have the game in their control early on, there were a lot of 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, that whereas on Mirage, they won every single one they ever needed to on T-side. This time around, they had a real hard time towards the end there. And I mean, it's typified for me in that one round where Jim basically didn't manage to die before the time ran out, and as a result, wrecked the economy.
So, ZywOo has had under a 1 rating in 21 maps that Vitality has played. 20 of those he has lost.
And so remember, he's played like over 200.
Basically, they absolutely need ZywOo to have a good game.
Can I have that one more time? So that's in 21 games, he's gone negative.
20 of those they've lost.
20 of them they've lost. Wow, okay, interesting. Well, waking up in this series
Keep that in mind for the third one, certainly. Yes.
It's not even a joke when we talk about the win probability in ZywOo's performance. I mean, take a look at the stats. The stats do not lie, and he is back. And we're going into a completely unknown in the form of Dust2. But Vanguard picking Inferno, what happened then from your perspective of what didn't quite click on their map pick?
This is also something we were discussing, because as we set up in the pre-game, listen, Inferno on paper, with what was left, Train's ban, it's the best win rate they have, right? They had 66% win rate, I think. So on paper, yeah, good pick. It's also a bit of a ropey in the middle pick for the guys from Vitality. But as me and Sean said, if you know you're the underdog, you could have picked Vertigo here. I think Vitality's only played something like once. You're going to look back now after you won that first one and think we had a real chance to close this series 2-0 if we do the gamble pick. Yeah,
that's where I really thought they were going to go with the Vertigo pick, because I didn't think Vitality had, an excellent pick to like enter this series. I guess they definitely were favored on Mirage, but we saw AVANGAR can win these mid-round scenarios, and giving Vitality a map like Inferno didn't seem like the best idea to me.
It was like an insurance, wasn't it?
But AVANGAR has shown that they can play on Dust2. They have a really cool A-side bomb, like A attack, where they smoke on top of the elevator, like the trash can area, and it creates a one-way. So that's something I'm sure Vitality is aware of.
This is an example, though, of where if you are a Vitality fan, a Vitality player, if someone tells you all you have to do is beat like what the 30th ranked team in the world, as Sean was saying, on a Dust2 game, it's not even their best map, and you go to the semis of the Major, you're supposed to do that. Like, forget the idea of like it's a 50-50 coin flip. You'll take that chance all day long.
But is there not something to be said with the fact that this map in itself has always been described as anyone's game? Whoever's crosshair, whoever's quicker on the day, you really can overcome it. And now that's the decider for your major fate?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of randomness when you watch pro teams play Dust2. The aggression from catwalk oppers could go either way, right? Are they going to hit that shot while they're blind at the corner? Are they going to not get blind on like a random peak and then get that frag and fall off? Are the mid B splits going to be successful, which they typically are? So there is a lot of variance when you watch Dust2 games.
That's going to make it great to watch, though. That's the thing. We're the ones who win in that scenario. I like it when those teams, like when Crazy and Astralis, were just saying, right, throw the strap box out. We're just going 3-on-3s. People are pushing through smokes. Whoever kills the opponent wins the game, basically. You're not grinding that game out at all.
They're playing off spawns. You're seeing people charge. Stewie running down long with his AWP. We've all seen it all on Dust2, and that will be our final battleground between AVANGAR and Vitality. Anyone shifting after the double down on Vitality? Anyone giving Vanguard the underdog's edge coming into the third?
I'll definitely give Vanguard props in the series. Like, even on that map there, they give themselves a good chance, actually. They put themselves in winning situations at times. They weren't able to get past Ewa, though.
Let's jump in. It's time for Dust2. Berlin, are you still with us? It's Vitality taking on AVANGAR.
Yes, welcome ladies and gentlemen, the deciding map here. AVANGAR starting on the T side, Vitality on the CT side, and they've already got a trick. Look at Alex set up behind that car. They're banking on there being no Molotovs, and they're right. This is such a dangerous position if they have a grenade, but if they make a mistake, if they don't check it.
It's Apex as well. He's got 2 flashbangs. He's waiting for the call, waiting for the information.
They
They're
boost.
spamming through. They boost. They see him exactly. They know he's there, and he doesn't even realize it. There will be no escape for Alex out of this. The flashbang isn't enough. That is created from AVANGAR. Now they pick up the pace.
What an unbelievably smart, I've never seen that ever before done. RPK now shutting them down over at long, already hitting a couple of headshots, and finally goes down. Saiwu next in line as Kicker picks up a double, and it's all on NBK. And they've already tagged him up, Kicker with a quad kill to begin this whole affair with. I've never seen anyone go for that boost in a pistol to look over. That is so smart.
Well, I imagine you're going to start seeing it more now because that works so perfectly. And the strategy that Vitality had was based off that boost. And when he goes down without a fight, there's nothing that they can really fall back on. Even with some good kills into the bomb site, awkward fights for CTs to take, awkward engagements. The players on the low ground have to swing out very, very wide. 1-0.
A brilliant move. Scout down there on NBK. James not too willing to take the fight straight up, and I don't see why he would. They have all of the advantage, and if he goes down in T-spawn, that's kind of a little bit ridiculous. Instead, going for a long take. There are 4 people here, and Apex rotating over almost immediately. They have a flashbang on Alex as well.
Yeah, he just used one to help them get aggressive and clear out catwalk. Now they can do it out towards long. Here it comes, any moment it's gonna pop in. Sanji's completely blind, he's crossing over anyways, close to the smoke with the MAC-10. It's a dread to get things started. And a cool idea from Vitality, there's just no power behind that flashbang. The MAC-10s go to work. It's a second round and a flawless round for AVANGAR.
I actually think the problem was that flashbang was too good. I think that flashed like 8 people, which including the 3 Vitality players that wanted to push that, so.
I think the problem was it came out at a point where that smoke was just popping for the cross, and if you're on the Vitality side, it's hard to motivate yourself to go through it, even with the flashbang, even with just USPs.
Yeah, that definitely was another issue. Orb now on James, throwing the scout over to Sanji. And Vitality with a bye here in the 3rd round. No real surprise, I guess. And no aggressive pushing happening yet on the Vitality side, although that is one of the fun features of Dust2 as well.
Oh, there's a gap in that smoke. Oh, but James, his teammate's in front of him. He actually couldn't even take a shot if he wanted to. That's just an unfortunate circumstance. And now here comes the pressure. NBK and Apex to defend against a B split. Adren gonna challenge in the doors, and Apex still hiding. Alex comes through. He's got the first, and all the kills coming out for Vitality. AVANGAR gets absolutely nothing, absolutely shut down. And Vitality with an early statement on defense in the first gun rounds.
When you throw that smoke towards CT spawn, you're supposed to have somebody holding it, but I think what was happening was because that first M4 just put all the bullets through it, they weren't expecting someone to run through. They were expecting, okay, we got a break while they're reloading, but there was a second player, and the only other player holding mid was with a scout. So that doesn't really do a lot.
I think the other problem is once they got to the B bomb site, ooh, great tag from Jane. That is a very fast flick. Once they got to the B site, there was no one there. A completely blind RPK goes down. So a good opening for AVANGAR. 5-on-4 in a round where they bring 2 Deagles into it. And a tag onto NBK. That's a very, very good opening in round number 4.
Oh, certainly would be big for them, wouldn't it, if they could turn it around already. Vitality picking up that round cleanly. So if they can steal it back and make it 3-1 in their favor, that would be painful for the French. Alex on the edge does spot out a couple of people. Almost getting stuck on that corner. You don't ever want to see that happen. But he'll make it back alive. They've left Apex down at long alone. And now instead they're doubling up on middle, which could be great. There's almost no grenades on AVANGAR right now, so hard for them to clear some of these mid positions. And Saibu knows that they're jumping. He's just going to miss the chance back in the middle and not actually getting that shot off at all.
Gave him a chance, though. Gave him a real chance to find a kill. Now rotating back towards the A site. He's going to make it in, and they're already starting to come out. Alex with 1 frag, but Zaiwu's over at the railing. He can shine here, a missed shot. Smoke to give him some time, some extra cover. And he's gonna peer over the top of it. James hasn't held him in, and actually he's locked in now at the box, but the spam from Buster. Alex is here as well. A follow-up headshot for the captain. He eventually does fall, and AVANGAR have themselves a 3-on-1, a relentless attack to the A-bomb site.
Buster with a beautiful double. I think both of them through smoke. I wonder if the way that smoke landed, if you could see them on the radar or something. He had a very, very good idea of what was happening there. Well played regardless, 3-1. And I don't know, that's gonna take some momentum away from Vitality, surely.
Well, it's certainly going to take a lot of the money out as they rebuy into it. NBK with an AWP, but he has no armor. And actually, they go for a double-up setup. Neither of them in ZywOo's hands. One on Alex, one on NBK. Another great tag from James, and I think that's just a blind shot when the smoke goes up. Buster now wants to add on to it, and he will. An opening kill for AVANGAR, the same exact position, and they can build on it. They can grow this into a massive early lead. Buster is going to get 3! And the 2 ops are left for Vitality. They haven't even had a say in the round, and now you have to try and find a way, if you're Vitality, to save those. For 1 minute and 20 seconds, they have to hold on to them.
And how long before AVANGAR figure this out? There's so much you can do if you know, and if you feel like you have the economy, which, fair play, they kind of don't. But you can delay the bomb plant. You could group up, once you find them, then you put the bomb down, then you try and spend your time fighting them. How many rifles would you throw away to get both these orbs out?
Well, I think the problem is now that they're just so hunkered down. I think it depends on when they spot it. When exactly do you see it, what kind of a position you're in, but I think it'd be pretty worthwhile to send at least, you'd be willing to sacrifice at least 2 to go at it. But in the B bomb site, with them peering at long range towards hulls, towards CT spawn, this is gonna be a tough ask.
Look at where Sanji is already. He's got the idea. At least has them boxed in. They don't really delay the bomb plant. They just kind of go for it, and I think that's fair play.
I mean, if you're going to get these ops, if you're going to go for this, you have to throw everything at it and get the AWPs. You cannot lose 3 players and let them keep those guns in their hands.
Smoke. NBK going a bit aggressive. Alex down in front as well. That's Sanji gone. But now they're in trouble. Missing shots, and Alex, surely no way. I think this has been a really good choice. Buster, currently with the quad and kick it, will get the last one. And AVANGAR take the rifles away and also put another round on the board here. 4-1 in their favor. This is an explosive start. That willingness to take these fights over at that long corner is great.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the biggest danger that I see at the moment for the Vitality defense, is that's now 2 rounds that AVANGAR has been able to get the opening kills at long. Just perching up in that corner, finding a blind player for the first kill. Buster adding 2 onto it is brilliant, but it's not going to happen every single time. But if you're feeling this, if you're going to start feeling so confident as a T side attacking long early on in these rounds, it's really, really difficult for the defense to kind of hold that back.
Sanji peeking out, does spot a couple of people. And they had a flashbang to set up for an eventual rush out there, but he was already back around the corners. That was the last grenade there on Vitality. Right now, playing for a spot in the semi-finals here in Berlin. And it is the final map if you're just joining us.
James is in a bit of trouble. It looks like he's posturing as if he wants to attack mid. He can get pounced upon. If he moves forward, there's a stack there, and that's a good pick. Just as they break it up with so many players in the B bomb site, huge trade, huge double kill for Apex. Alex is here now, and they just can't hold on enough. The weaponry is just not strong enough. It was a small amount of hope, and it disappears very, very quickly.
And now it's down to timing for RPK. If they mistime this, he's walking right through the smoke, and yeah, had to hope that someone was looking the other way there. Recovering AVANGAR in this round, that could have been much worse. And now what do? Vitality. How do they find a formula that works not just in this next round, but consistently?
Well, they really enjoyed that double up setup, and they're going to let the freeze time go all the way down before calling a timeout. You have to imagine they wanted that double op setup. They might just go back to it. They have the cash. It would be a couple of the ops would be no armor, but it is going to be a full investment from Vitality in this upcoming round, and they're at a 4-round deficit in map 3. The number 2 team in the world possibly being shocked here by AVANGAR. I think certainly already shocked with how difficult they've been to put down.
I mean, they've made a great run, AVANGAR. They're a lot of fun to watch right now. All right. Feels like if you bring the helicopter, might
not be fair.
A little bit too much, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit one-sided.
Never worked out in Pop Masters, did it? You know, nobody like that playing against it.
Well, here's the double up. Again, NBK, this time ZywOo is going to be the second AWP, but ZywOo has no armor. NBK going to miss a chance, but he will get away with his life. But very quickly, a minute and 40 seconds, and Kickert's already got control of Catwalk. They have control of mid as well. So Vitality is content to play passive with these AWPs.
Putting up that smoke over on Catwalk, and NBK now wants to find some information. Buster's got the right idea, but is timing going to be with him? Oh, he's standing right in that corner where there's a little bit of a shadow. And NBK goes down. That smoke that Kickert puts out can be used for a couple of different things, right? It can either just be a regular Catwalk push, or it could be a jump down into CT spawn. So you've got to be really careful with your Vitality about how you play against that.
That kind of aggression into Upper Dark, though, makes me a little bit nervous just because we're so early in the half, so we're only 6 rounds in. You don't need to go with the crazy risk-taking. That's a big weapon. And now a 4-on-5 that Vitality has to play with. Everything is invested in this round, and if Vitality lose it, AVANGAR can still go on quite a run.
But they can. Buster making a fair bit of noise in the middle.
And on Catwalk.
And on Catwalk, yeah. So they're signaling this more than you would want. Now, Sanji's also over at long, so even if this Catwalk push only sort of halfway works, there is a bit of a fail-safe in him flanking in on that side. Now, they're going to be facing up against ZywOo, and a quick flick will take down Buster. Is he good for any more? This is where you need him. And he's going to take down James. That was the bomb as well. That's a disaster right now. Adren, well, he's alone and getting overrun. And that's a strong defense being put up. Strange end to that round, given how it started.
Well, once the hit got started, I don't think it's actually that strange considering it was telegraphed the whole way, the footsteps.
Yeah.
Alex was close up in mid, hearing it the whole way, telling ZywOo to prepare, and then when you see the actual hit come in, they have the smokes and they have the initial flashbangs, but those flashbangs against an offer like ZywOo, they need to keep coming. He only gets blind initially. None of this is contested. There's already a player in the bomb site at this point when he takes that shot, and Adren needs to swing with that shot to at least trade ZywOo.
5-2 now. Pretty default spread out of AVANGAR early on in this round, just to see what's on the table. ZywOo pushing down. That might not be something you're expecting, although I think he made a tiny bit of noise jumping down from that. Not probably what he wanted to do. James is right on the other side. If they could call in someone with a grenade, he's right there, and he's going to win the fight against ZywOo. That's big.
Poor ZywOo only saw his elbow. That's brutal. What a quick peek from James. Another 5-on-4. It feels like AVANGAR's had at least 4 of those rounds. Perhaps even more in this very short-lived half so far.
I think he made some noise, didn't he, falling off that ledge? Got to be careful about leaking any kind of audio to the enemy team. There's that smoke again, which...
I like this play from RPK. If Alex can just hold on long enough with his op, get 1 or 2 kills, although unfortunately they're going to drop down on him. This one's going to be tough for Alex. He manages the first. Is he going to realize there's a second? Not at all. He doesn't consider it, and because RPK pushed for the flank, he's actually not there to spin and help Alex defend that A bomb site, and now his footsteps are heard on the flank as well.
Yeah, James waiting in the middle, getting a kill on NBK, and now RBK should know. I have been absolutely ready. He's got no idea, and James will take them both down. There was a lot of confusion for Vitality in this round.
Which makes you nervous if you're a Vitality fan at this stage in the series. Map 3, this is round 8. AVANGAR's about to have a 6-2 lead. And again, Vitality wins a pair of rounds, but there's nothing built on those victories. They lose immediately afterwards, and that is such a disaster.
I didn't even realize those 2 kills in the last round were the first 2 and the only 2 for ZywOo. So that's also an issue. Man.
It's a ZywOo sandwich. A good middle game, quiet first game. Slow start to the third map so far.
You want the middle of the sandwich to be good, don't you, Mose? But you need both.
You need a good piece of bread as well.
Top and bottom of the baguette. You've got to be right. Otherwise, really no sandwich at all, is it? 6-2, man. This is very, very rough indeed. Second tactical timeout being called here. 2 already used in the first half. I don't know. It's not even Alex's fault that I mean, it's how is he supposed to know that 2 people jump down? He only saw 1.
Right.
And if he plays for it, in his mind, it could have just as well been that he would have been overwhelmed from the other side. So, what a great start here for AVANGAR.
6-2. All pistols, Deagles in a P250, smokes, and that's the 3rd tag that James has got on this cross.
Pretty impressive. All
It may
on
not
its
seem
own.
like much. I don't think any of them been kills, but that softens him up. That's so frustrating. I know NBK's been the one tagged at least twice, and that is so frustrating as the B defender to just constantly playing the game with like a 50 HP handicap.
I think it's all 3 times have been NBK as far as I can tell. So, I think you're right. That's not fun at all. First time you're like, oh, all right. Second time, like he's really lucky. Third time, that's when it starts to really get under your skin.
That's when you start smashing the mouse.
Although not if you're NBK, obviously, is a remarkably calm person.
Alex is boosted up, peering into lower B, and the Dren was just under his vision, but not for long. He backs up into it. Good start.
All right. He just sent him packing, didn't he?
I don't think Dren expected it because he'd already gotten to lower B. Never had to deal with that boost until he backs up. Now Alex close up towards mid. Oh, the Molotov and the spray combination. That's great damage. But AVANGAR won an opening. That's what they're looking for at the moment. Alex still going to challenge with this Deagle. That's dangerous. Same with ZywOo, but they're delivering. That's a tough angle for the headshot. The 3rd kill for ZywOo. He can't back up. The Flames force him into James' crosshair. And now RPK cannot hold Catwalk on his own. 25 seconds left. The A bomb site is open. So a small amount of danger. That was actually a 3-on-5 at one point for AVANGAR, and they found an escape route out of a tough situation.
Really quite incredible. ZywOo actually playing whack-a-mole with real moles, Moses, so he really went for it. But weirdly, the Molotov, as you pointed out, had them actually boxed in.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. I think otherwise, if they could have escaped, that would have been great.
They would have backed out with a 5-on-3 any day of the week. The Molotov keeping them stuck, keeping them primed for Jame. Ooh, a chance, and NBK had to just take it. He saw Jame walking out of his vision. Gives up his position whatsoever, but now Sanchi has to fight his way out. NBK wants to get aggressive, wants to peek this, wants to find 1 kill. Not going to get it, but Apex as well, taking 1 more kill just as the round ends. It's a small consolation prize, but it's something. And now Vitality, they have all the money they could want. But they need rounds. They need them right now.
Desperately. And it's, again, where's the formula here for Vitality? What is the one part of the map right now that we can say for sure is definitely working out?
I don't think you have one.
Me.
I think the person who's done the most, who's had the most success is someone like Alex playing around mid. He's been able to get the information. He's been able to be aggressive.
Here we
Long
go.
certainly hasn't been one of them, and Buster again almost getting that kill, and the follow-up isn't there. Finally, Vitality handle it.
Scary fight, which they've lost before, but this time they managed to stabilize that smoke that was in the middle of the lane there, allowing RPK to duck into cover so he couldn't really get sprayed down. 5 versus 3, and these rounds you have to win, especially when you're this far behind.
You want to win it in a 5-on-3. You want to win it with as many players alive. Don't want too many players to just disappear. ZywOo spots him just around the edge of the smoke. Jame has to get aggressive now to try and create something. The only player available to him at the moment might be Alex, but he's behind the smoke or just next to it. Good find. Now into a 2-on-4, but you still have ZywOo to contend with at this A bomb site, and he's getting aggressive. He wants more, and he's not going to find it. Surely not.
But this would be unforgivable, wouldn't it? 5 versus 3. 3 versus 2 now. As they've taken a couple of kills, they got the bomb plant down. There is a smoke and a Molotov there on Vitality. It's not done yet, but they need to be swift about this. James jumping down, missing a shot, and almost getting shut down. He's trying to escape. He couldn't get out of the corner, and NBK will take him down, and now it's all on the Dren, and they're just gonna triple team him. Nice play at the end. And someone truly dedicated to Vitality there, excited. They're gonna get the round and make it 7-3. Man, I was real scared then.
It felt like Vitality was going to let that slip away. James had the exact play that he needed to make because unfortunately, after the plant, AVANGAR's blocked into the bomb site. They don't know if there's a flank coming in catwalk, so they can't trust the walk all the way there. They know there's someone at long. They had to move somewhere out of that bomb site. They couldn't just get crunched. And James had his one shot. He had his free shot at MBK, and if he gets that kill, it's much more doable.
11th round coming up. They are starting to get real low on money there, AVANGAR. A couple of them have a pretty good bank. Don't know if they want to risk it.
I think you buy.
Yeah?
James can drop, an AK-47 and buy one himself. Sanji can buy himself as well. And in that situation, well, excuse me, he's not going to drop the AK-47, or maybe he dropped it over to Adren, but he's picked up the AWP.
Yeah, he went for that with no armor, so doesn't care about it. Not even firing the rifle this time. What is the plan now? AVANGAR with a very, very good lead early on. Out the middle, quick it seems like. Grenade, and they do walk into it a tiny bit, but not enough to do real damage. NBK goes down, and Apex alone inside of the bomb site. And are they gonna? They're waiting a long time to commit to this. Waiting maybe for somebody to get through the middle, and that's Alex going down. And Apex, he's gotta be so worried right now. When are they gonna show up? He's just in so much trouble. I don't know how you get out of this. He's gonna pick up one kill, goes for a double and sprays him down. That's just a remarkable effort already, and Saibu in the middle to take down Sanji. Apex is a hero if they win this round. He's waiting for it, Saibu. No bomb plant yet. This shouldn't even be a 2-on-2 right now, but somehow it has turned into it. RPK coming in through upper dark, and Adren and James inside of the bomb site, probably a little bit shell-shocked as well at what just happened on the entry. Bit of a grenade, Saibu peeking in, and they both go down at the same time. Rock solid off the plant here for AVANGAR, picking up an 8th round, and
that is such a cool round from AVANGAR. The mid-B split, everything looks like it's going to be a mid-B split. You saw it earlier, but once you get that pick in towards window, AVANGAR just waits. Because that's so much pressure applied to Apex, who's calling for help, who doesn't know when the attack is going to come in through doors, through tunnels, or through the window. And then it also puts pressure on the spawn defenders to make some kind of a crazy play so they can help Apex. It's exactly what you wanted, and it causes them to jump through the smoke and get destroyed. The fact that it even got down into a 2-on-2 is actually kind of miraculous from the Vitality side, but 8-3. The Cinderella story's not done yet for AVANGAR.
it's really not. That one guy's blessed, isn't he?
Yeah, why does he get the cool seat?
Make a note, go sit there next time as well. 8-3. Oh. Moving into round number 12 now. Vitality fans still cheering their team on, hoping for a return, hoping for a recovery here in this game. So far, that has looked like it's going to be very hard to come by. A lot of grenades emptied out at long, and maybe baiting out some grenades from Vitality. Just using some flashbangs for that purpose. But otherwise, all quiet across the map as they're just setting it all up. Nobody down at long now. Buster still holding it up. But Darky's been doing it a lot on his own.
Transitioning into the 4-1 attacks that we saw on Inferno is AVANGAR. 4 players up Catwalk, Buster, and as you said, Upper Dark. It's just a little bit split, looking for any kind of aggression. And Alex again going to get close to the doors as we've seen so frequently. A spot that we've also seen AVANGAR clear out with the Molotov and spam, but in this position, it affords him so much information that he can pass over to his teammates.
They got Saibu down on long. Last time he got a couple of kills because we mentioned they did not quite throw the right amount of flashbangs.
And they have zero
They have no flashbangs, you're absolutely right. So that in itself will be really tricky. James does have an AWP, so let's see how this goes. First, fed into the machine. Oh, he misses the chance. That's big. And now shooting through the wall. Adren, that is such an experienced play. Instead of fighting him straight up, he just takes a couple of shots at the edge. And that, now it's looking like a crumbling Vitality, isn't it?
It really does. Apex gonna find a kill here. Shout out to Adren, he drew the short straw. Look at Alex on the retake, trying to create the opening, trying to get the foothold into the bomb site, and all of his teammates go down. NBK has to back off, and they're not gonna let him live. It's Adren to start and finish this round. And
amazing.
I mean, it's a phenomenal job from Adren to get the entry on the ZywOo. That is so spectacular, you're able to duel that. Like we said, no flashbangs, but if you're ZywOo, you have to be getting kills there.
Yep.
If they have no flashbangs to force you off the angle, those have to be frags. He's not even really letting him re-peek. You can see him tapping through the corner of the wall in case ZywOo is trying to get aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Beating him with your mind at that point in time, and some really good aim as well. 11-5. That's Adren on top of the scoreboard, leading the charge right now. A veteran player from Kazakhstan coming up huge and taking down NBK in the middle. That is really something. He has been playing global offensive since the beginning, and I mean, yeah, he's got a long story behind him, doesn't he?
All the way back to his K23 days.
Yep.
Listen, Adren has seemingly been an all-star player, just lost to the Counter-Strike world since he won the major with Gambit. We haven't really heard much out of any of the players from that team. For him to be stepping up at this stage for AVANGAR is so massive. The experience leading the way, and it's 10-3. I don't know if Vitality has it in him to come back into this game. They look beaten.
They do. So, I mean, one of the strengths, surely, and this is what we talked about on that second map, and one of the reasons why everybody was looking forward to this third map, is surely the strength of that AWP on ZywOo over at long. That has to work out. That should be the part of the map that they just avoid and say, listen, we don't ever want to get anywhere near that because that's too much. Kick it now, going for a bit of a challenge here. Does avoid the timing shot, but still, they don't seem scared at all, AVANGAR. In fact, they seem like they're cruising right into that semi-final.
A lot of talk of Vitality in this event and how we've seen the good Vitality, we've seen some of the bad out of Vitality. Some of the issues that they've been trying to work with, and this is the worst time in the event for them to rear their head one more time. Mid control for AVANGAR, no one challenging. ZywOo again with the MVP towards long, and you can see this time he's got the support of Alex inside the bomb site.
Once again, it comes down to whether or not they can make that part of it work. RPK down at long, you're right, there's a lot of backup here. At least they'll know when somebody comes out long. The problem is if RPK loses the fight, then ZywOo's in the middle of nowhere with really no chance to survive, I think. So let's see, double smoke, more smokes, and 3 smokes being thrown at that corner, and flashbangs. They have one more, and James just putting it up now, and ZywOo can't see much of anything. 30 seconds left. Alex going for the fight, but they're all gonna get shot down. ZywOo, he's completely locked in. Sanji with a big double kill. That was as clean as it could possibly get for AVANGAR. That is about the perfect execute, isn't it?
They're done, Anders. At the moment, they just seem so defeated. They can't even match AVANGAR in terms of just the fights. This is such a beautiful display, and AVANGAR, so much momentum now, so much confidence built up. I think it's too much for Vitality to turn around, even in the second half. They need more than 3. Even Apex gonna get everything taken away as soon as Sanji turns. Oh dear, that's awkward as hell. Doesn't matter. Second player, and they'll sacrifice all the guns in the world. They've got all the money in the world to back it up. An 11-3 lead over a tournament favorite, over the number 2 team in the world.
What a story. And they're not celebrating yet. They're so focused on this. They're so focused on following this all the way through. 15th round, 11-3 in favor of AVANGAR. Surely going to be winning a lot of the community over with this kind of a performance. Always have been sort of a bit of a dark horse, haven't they? In their own strange way. Also not participating in many tournaments, as you were pointing out. Like, you never really know what to expect, but this has been fantastic.
It's just wild that there's so many good players just hiding in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Bring back the Standard Dragons.
Bring it all back.
Bring it all back.
11-3, final round, and as we just said, if you're Vitality, you must have more than 3 rounds. You must get this last one. The auto snipers are out. Just a signal of how comprehensive this first half has been, how much of a defeat it has been for Vitality. This is going to be a slow-paced round for AVANGAR. They're spread. They're looking for aggression. They're looking for something sneaky. They're looking for some kind of a change-up.
Maybe they're just going slow to let them linger. Buster hiding in the corner, they're trying to push in, and he's going to get one at least, but even just getting the one, that's information. You know there's one more player there. Cyber with a pretty good push down with the MP9 to take care of Adren at least and flashed forward. Man, long-range fighter Sanji will pick up RPK, and it's a 3-on-3. James sneaking into middle, already scoped up. That probably should have been a kill, but it wasn't. And maybe a chance for Vitality to find a 4th round, which I agree still would not be, probably not enough. But it is a start.
Kicker needs this fight. Last hope, and he's gonna get it. Headshot onto Zaiwu. There's no one inside the A bomb site. His teammate has control of long. Sanji's looking up at the railing. So the bomb will come in and get planted. It's up to Apex and Alex, AK and AWP. No kit on either of them. But they're all here and they're ready to go.
It's a Molotov on Apex. Surely that means Kickett is in a lot of trouble here. He's setting it up now. Got to be jumping back down. That's some really good timing on Kickett. Otherwise, he's dead. And he picks up the kill, taking down Alex. And now it's panic time for Apex. How do you walk into this crossfire? Kickett goes to the fight. He picks up the triple. And that's going to be AVANGAR 12-3 at the end of the first half. Absolutely devastating for Vitality.
I can't believe it. All 5 players in AVANGAR as well in double digits. Everyone delivering. It's a team performance here and a massive lead going into halftime. We'll be right back in the conclusion of this quarterfinal when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Second half of the 3rd map here. Second quarterfinals at the StarLadder Berlin Major. It's AVANGAR versus Vitality and a 12-3 scoreline in favor of AVANGAR. I mean, is there anyone left that still believes that this could be done?
The guy wearing the British flag?
That one guy, he's ready. 2 of them, Moses.
2 of them. I didn't see the second one.
No, he was hiding it.
Yeah, he was.
Maybe for good reason.
Oh boy, Vitality, it starts here. This would be such a historic comeback.
Oh, Rush B, it's a classic. Kickett fighting. Oh my God! They never stood a chance. How does he win that fight? He's out in the open, chest out, fighting every single one, and somehow he comes out way on top. Saiwu now trying to fight his way back, and he's gonna have to get the ace to try and shut this round down and bring his team maybe finally back into the game a little bit. He's got the right idea, but Adren, again, is such a smart player. He's been playing forever, and he's sneaking up behind Saiwu. Still can't get the kill, and now Sanji ready and waiting. Saiwu, he's just tapping away at the door. He wants to fight. Is he going to be able to get it? Still alive and only at 56 health. That's not a lot against that USB. He fakes the bomb a single time, and he's got the right idea. The ace in the pistol round, and Saiwu is such a strong play.
You needed somebody to step up. I just cannot believe it's done. He's done it in a round in response to that opening from Kicker. There should have been no recovery in that one. So much time to play with as well. You mentioned it. Dren playing is so smart and loses his patience, loses his nerve. Saiwoo's able to punish. What an incredible pistol round. He's bailed his team out again. He's kept them alive, at least for now.
Now, is that enough heat in that round to light the fire on the Vitality? Will that spark the comeback? I mean, that's about the biggest upside I can see right now, is that this is going to be a historic comeback if they do it. That's what's on the menu. James setting up for a flashbang on contact and does not feel like they're going to get that chance. Surely there's no way. At 12-3. 13-round comeback or something like that.
You can't even think of it at this point if you're Vitality. You're not even close just yet, so don't even put it into a thought. It's round by round.
It's Natu, who is here at the Major, would say. One round at a time. Ancient wisdom.
Well, it looks like Vitality. That might just run right into a stack. Oh no, there's a pop flash as well. If this comes out at the timing, it's not. They don't even know it's coming. They should all get slaughtered before the flashbang comes in, but they back away. Oh, and he's blind and 2 more kills. The flank, I don't know if it can do enough with the USP. What a dangerous scenario for Vitality to walk into. They sprung the trap.
If you show the replay of that last kill from Alex, I swear his crosshair is miles away from where the bullets are going. That's just recoil bouncing it up. That, I don't know. That could have been the game right there. Double up for AVANGAR. They're not messing around, are they? They know, and they should know, and they should think about this too. Shut this down early.
Yeah, before it even begins. Don't give them the feeling that they can actually make it happen. And with 2 AWPs against the slow tactic we just saw in the last round, there should be opportunity for James to find 1 or 2 kills. He's gonna back away before he has any contact. No teammates behind him in the A bomb site, and he's only got the 1 smoke. Sanjay and Kicker leaning towards A in this direction. That leaves Buster very much alone inside B with an op. If there is any mid presence, if Vitality called this mid to be split, there is nothing anyone can do to help Buster.
Yeah, he has to help himself with an AWP. I don't know. It's certainly an invitation for a big highlight, but ultimately, yeah, there should be no way to win that. Alex is in here, and probably that's a smart play. Putting up the smoke and waiting to see if someone would push through it to challenge it.
You have to imagine as well, Alex is calling first team to hold. It looks like they want to attack Catwalk, but since he's felt no pressure, here's no one spamming in CT spawn. Not a single piece of utility coming out of mid. So he's just telling them straight up, come back to the B bomb site. But Buster has a chance.
He does. They're all coming through the right angle from his point of view, taking down NBK. And now they need someone from middle. Alex is going to be there. And good call. Man, Alex is just one of the smartest leaders I've seen in play, not just in terms of tactics, but his own play as well, at such a high level.
And he probably himself couldn't even read that there was just going to be 1 player in there.
No.
He's probably like, oh, that's great. That was the easiest thing we've ever done.
But once the first guy go down, it wouldn't have been unnatural for the other 2 to say, oh, let's just go, like get him now. And Alex just says, no, hold on, like,
yes.
Don't throw this away. I'll come help out the window. Really heads up.
And for AVANGAR, it's not the worst gamble in the world, considering this is just the first gun round of the second half, a double op setup. Don't even have all the utility you could possibly need, so saving these weapons, they're going to have another buy in the next round. You can even take some guns away right at the end. Good shot from James. It's going to be a 6th round for Vitality, but they're still 6 behind.
We have kind of weirdly entered into sort of a golden era of in-game leaders, haven't we, in Counter-Strike? Because think about
we lamented for so long.
Yeah, it was like a resource that almost didn't exist in the beginning of Global Offensive, and now they're starting to pop up.
Well, remember the early days were dominated by Swedish teams.
Yeah.
Notorious for not necessarily needing strong leadership, very good individually, very good at reading the game individually and working together. That's changed.
It has changed on a whole bunch of different fronts. Who knows what that'll lead to. 12-6. It is still not really looking good. Oh, and Henry's right, isn't he?
He likes nasty as a descriptor.
Yeah, I think I was reading that that in Henry's voice, I think, inside my head. Which I'm not complaining. It's great.
No, it is very fun. 12-6 as the timeout ends and we get freeze time underway.
Well, this is something, isn't it? Is me saying this or?
The third time.
Yeah.
12-6. Here we are. AWP in the hands of James. AWP in the hands of ZywOo. And he's heading towards long. He's going to take the jump, up on up, and James just gives up the angle. He was blinded, wants nothing to do with the repeak. He's come back for an off angle. Oh, and that late smoke. ZywOo's got to step in front of it to help his teammates. A lot of utility going to be used. Oh, they're in so much trouble. This is so dangerous. If there's another flashbang, ZywOo is screwed.
Very late. Not happening yet. There's the jump. He lakes him. And that's not enough. Alex following it up, but now he's trapped in the corner. Molotov there. He's going to put it out with a smoke. Good that he had that, but NBK still gets dropped by James. And now out the middle. The bomb is over here, though. Alex is the one who has the bomb. That's kind of a disaster.
Yeah, they're not going to let him go. They're going to step right in front of that Molotov. James still wants to fight. There's the jump back. Huge shot. Bomb hits the deck. And Vitality is going to have to scramble to recover it. And James coming back now has a chance on an Apex, and he's got that as well. 4 kills in the round for James. And disaster strikes Vitality.
Well, he's so hungry, he's going to eat the entire team. Ace to take down Vitality and put AVANGAR now all the way up at 13. I mean, that was about as bad as it could get. It starts with a late shot. At least that could have been an opening there, but then the fact that the bomb gets stuck.
How many times do you see teams just decide when you already notice that the offensive attacking side gets out behind that box and actually has a foothold into long? Do you see teams just stick around and take fights like that?
Yeah, some teams now almost by sort of protocol just fall back immediately.
So smart. I don't know, maybe they saw, I mean, you have to imagine they saw the bomb on radar when they took some of those fights and took some of those peaks and were just saying, just keep the pressure. We still have that other Molotov. Let's Molotov it. Let's force him into the open. And what an uncomfortable situation if you're Vitality. You're out, but you're trapped. NBK gets forced into that peak because he's trying to help his teammates. And when he goes down, Alex can do nothing but pray and jump. And it obviously doesn't pan out at all. All 5 kills for James. And now 13-6.
Boost on a catwalk, a really quick one as well. James running down the middle. If he had someone there that could go, he does spot the jump. Grenade, it might actually be pretty good. Gonna land and do a lot of damage onto Apex, so they're not gonna be happy about that. Now quick out the middle, it seems like Vitality have decided speeding things up is the way to go.
There's 3 players here on the defense though. This is gonna be so much more, exponentially more difficult to take than the last time.
Oh, you're right. No, this is not good at all. They're out of money as well, Vitality. They're walking into a huge trap. Buster and Sanji to defend, and Buster with a double kill. No entry at all. They picked the exact wrong round to play this strategy. And AVANGAR, that probably will seal the deal here. Next round, there's not going to be money for the French side. Apex running and shooting, and that is pure desperation. 14-6. I mean, they had their chance, but that ace really shut things down.
We can only speculate about how impactful it was. That could have been a call predicated on the fact that the last time Alex got out mid, there was no resistance, and they walked into just an easy mid to be split against just one player. And maybe he's testing that. Maybe he's just saying, let's see what they've got. If they're going to stack that again, if they're going to call that strategy, it's super easy. And unfortunately, it's the exact wrong time. 14-6, and now it's really desperate. If it wasn't before, this is the time of the match, of the series, where if you're a Vitality fan, you kind of cover your eyes because you know what's coming.
Yeah, this is part of the story, probably a big part of the story. ZywOo started this second half with an ace, and James, I mean, he's not going to be closing it out, but he did take all of the steam out of that team. Just no chance. Trying to boost over to look for ZywOo. That's a very cheeky play.
It was almost there. Yeah, for a player that is much maligned and memed for saving, he is he has just booked a incredible performance
Oh, yeah.
in these quarterfinals. What a series he's had. Dominant on map 1. Some very cool things here on Dust2. And throughout this series, despite all the hype, he's been the better offer.
Yeah, even by some distance, I would say. Scout on Saibu as well, just to point that out. Does not make anything easier. They've spent all the money in this round. Vitality, they need a miracle. Quite a few, in fact. What do you call a cluster of miracles at this point? I'm not sure. Sanji with the A bomb site. Going to be playing that one very, very safely.
Playing retake on A, so as soon as he spots anything, as soon as the utility is used, you have to imagine he just back away behind default boxes. James is here on the low ground, but he's smoked off, going for the blind shot. Sanji gonna try and hold the line. NBK, shot in the face. Sanji still holding, no pressure just yet. Oh, now he swings wide. He gets out of cover, and that's the wrong moment for that.
They were on him right away. Bomb going down with Apex still covering up on the catwalk, and he picked up a creek in the meantime, so a little bit better this time for Vitality. AVANGAR, they do have some money. I'm not sure if they want to throw it all away here, and maybe especially don't want to give them any more rifles to work with either. Yeah, it's not really worth it, is it?
I have to amend what I just said. Sanji, the reason he's pushing out of the box is his teammate on catwalk had gone down. He was going to get wrapped from behind, and he just had to make an aggressive play in the moment, so fair play. James going to find 1 kill on the exit.
Yeah, that makes sense. But either way, it was kind of unfortunate for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because if he could have been allowed to stay there another second, that would have probably given him another kill. 14-7. It's so hard to make yourself believe that the Frenchman could turn this around. Like, I was kind of on board when we were at 12-6 or something like that. I was like, all right, maybe. But this just feels like it's going to be nearly impossible.
It's so hard now.
Oh, what kind of magic is this? This is a Valve logo on the bottom of it? Never knew that.
Why not? Now you know. Today you learned. Tapping through into the smoke, through the crack of the double doors.
Double boost, maybe they'll boost in the or look in the underpass.
Yeah, James was waiting. James was waiting for this, so we'll see if he can flick down fast enough, but maybe he feels like he got there a little bit late and just wants nothing to do with it. Also, a player in mid can spot that one out, so very quick boosts. And now they retreat to the A-bomb site for what looks to be a delayed long take.
What have they learned so far, Vitality? I think lesson number 1, fighting long is really not a good idea.
On both sides of the map. They got bruised from those fights as well in the first half. They've learned that AVANGAR is not afraid to stack 3 people into the B-bomb site. They're also not afraid to leave 1 person in the B-bomb site.
Hard to put all that knowledge together and then figure out what to do then if you're Alex. Smoke is up. They can get catwalk and have NBK lurking long. That's not a bad idea.
So much of this round depends on how Sanji rotates back towards the A-bomb site, because James at the moment cannot leave long. He can't actually help Adren with this defense, so Sanji's going to have to get there at least for the drop. And here we go.
They're dropping down. He hears it. Perfect timing, but can't find the second kill. James, as you said, hard for him to leave long right now. Adren trying to hold his own, but he's going to get shut down. Saibu with a deagle. And now James just waiting. NBK very patient back there. And down in the pit, he can't even get out. NBK there to stop him, and Buster, 1 versus 3. And probably just wants to back on out. He's actually going to be putting up a smoke, maybe to fake it a bit. They have quite a bit of money on Buster, so they can buy in the next round regardless of him losing this rifle. But if he can make it expensive, all the more power to him. An 8th round on the board for Vitality. Yeah,
Dren's going to need a gun, and this could also be a second op if AVANGAR wanted to go back into that tactic. Buster can drop one of those, but Vitality still lives to fight on.
Very, very patient play for MBK down there.
He's allowed to be patient because his teammates are trading properly at the A-bomb site. If 2 of his players go down to a sequence, if Adren gets that second kill, then NBK has to make his move, and he might just be walking right into James' hands. But as it stands, he realizes he can be so patient. He can wait for James to turn around, and he can just slow play it the way he did, and there's no way for James to read the timing of it.
It's one of those plays, though, that if you lose your patience and you do go out long, you know, a little bit too early because you want to help your team out.
You might lose the round.
Yeah, because then suddenly James gets the kill on you, and now he can help at A. So it really has a pretty big consequence there. Looked like that was a good idea, but does not connect. Some grenades going over long just to pretend. And actually AVANGAR not even peeking the long corner, big opening. Alex taking down Kicker, leaving Buster alone again in B.
And that's so early. That's so early in the round. Sanji trying to cross over mid. Adren is going to be there in CT spawn as well. James is actually going to get aggressive towards Catwalk, and you can't blame him. They at least need to have some information to make up for the man deficit. Oh my god, all 5 players towards the B bomb site for Vitality, and it's another 3-man stack at this site. Adren is going to spin and help out very quick.
They bought time, they're ready with the rotation, they line up for Buster, he's going to pick up one, he can't get the second follow-up, RPK with the return, and Sanji in trouble. RPK will take down 2 big kills, and that will open up the bomb site. Still a minute on the clock here, in a 3 versus 2, they should have a very, very good chance of taking this round. They need to calm down right now and just make sure nobody dies putting the bomb down. Grenade's not really doing much here for AVANGAR, and they are more or less out of money, so now it'd be worth thinking about saving it. You've got such a big lead. Maybe if you get a kill right now, but otherwise, when the bomb goes down, I'm not sure retaking is going to be the key. And oh, they can't even get away. Saibu won't let them. That was through the door as well, dropping Adren. That's 9 rounds on the board for Vitality.
That could have been such a bigger disaster. Adren staying outside of those doors, did not spin around and get involved. He was expecting it to be some kind of a mid to B split. And again, just using that preconceived notion of what's coming at you, Vitality, all 5 players in holes. Adren's saying there's usually like 1 person, 2 people, sometimes it's 4-man through mid. He's waiting for that presence, and it never comes, and because of that, he can just never help his teammates.
To me, it looked like Buster was about to hit 3 people with that shot, so I mean, that would have been probably the most disgusting way to win that round, but I don't think it was far off.
Credit to Vitality staying in the game this long, inching closer, now 9-14 in the favor of AVANGAR. It's been 3 in a row for the French side. 3 bomb plants, 3 wins. And finally, the defense has to save. A bit of breathing room for the French side.
I mean,
oh, I say save. They're going to invest a little bit. It's like a half investment. Buster's going to pick up a second op, so that's expensive. He had 7K, but it's CZs and armor and utility for the other 3 players.
I believe Kickit is winning the meme fight against Apex now. Just a little secondary thing. Ooh, goes down, but RPK is quick. He was good in the last round. I don't know, so, like everybody has to step it up on Vitality right now. There's no more sleeping. Double up still in play here for AVANGAR. Very tenuous. Going to be very hard to put both of them into play. And Apex right there to take down Buster. Sanji knows he's being completely sandwiched. That's the other orb gone, and Sanji surely no way out of this. 10-14, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what you can't have if you're AVANGAR. If you're the inexperienced team, if you're the underdog, you've been stopped cold now. 4 straight for Vitality. Even though there's far back, the feeling, the nature of this game changes round by round as Vitality keeps getting closer and closer. And you just have to hope that AVANGAR hasn't run out of steam. The ops in that previous round, the big strengths that they had that they invested into, because of that, there's only 1 AWP in their hands this time.
25th round. They still have a pretty firm grip on this game, AVANGAR, but it might not feel that way anymore. It sort of might feel like it's slipping slowly and you don't know why, and you've got to find a way to shut this down real soon. Any kind of a big opening, a big, James again, a couple of opening frags in his favor, you're right back at it. It's not that far away, but again, the perception in their minds might be different at this point in the game.
I like this play to be pretty dedicated to the catwalk defense. It's somewhere Vitality has used. They've attacked the A bomb site quite frequently. Kickert watching mid from CT spawn.
Pretty good counter grenade. Really good counter grenade. But now they're out in the open. They line up for the spray, and that could have been almost the round. Kick it with a huge play in the middle to take down RPK, and now he falls back. James, Alex, that almost looked like desperation. Saiwu right behind him, and crouched down with the AWP. They might not expect this. They might not realize this is a crazy play, but now they know. Deagle out instead. He's in a lot of trouble. The smoke there just to try and buy a little bit more time. 25 seconds on the clock for this 2 versus 4, and I think AVANGAR might have just found that 15th round that they so desperately been looking for. He's just sniping everywhere. Gonna try and see if he can maybe pull the bomb out, but NBK flashed, and that Saiwu alone, no chance at all. And AVANGAR with 15 rounds, a single one away from that semi-final.
What a phenomenal play from Kicker, just staying alive as well, not overextending himself. He did a great job, triple kill in the round. 15-10. One final chance for Vitality. This is so nice on the flank as well. Saiwu could never find that player inside the bomb site. He was desperate. He was trying to lure him out. And that's the cool thing of this AVANGAR, this young and experienced team. Not making those mistakes, not giving them the mistakes to get back into the game. Great opening pick from James. The boost, they've done it 3 or 4 times, and it finally pays off. And Apex is gonna have to watch perhaps the last round of his major run.
That first half was just too much for Vitality, even if they really showed some strength in the second one. Saiwu and James having a bit of a mental battle over here. First one to cave probably dies. James, if he walks a little bit further to the right, Saiwu is ready. Takes a shot through the door, and that even looked like it was close. 4 more kills for AVANGAR, and they will have done it. Dren up in the bomb site, ready and waiting. He's got still a Molotov in his hands. Could be trouble if Vitality try and push it here. 50 seconds now.
They found the weak spot in the defense, though. It's just a Dren at railing. He doesn't have an AWP. They can actually exploit that. He's going to have to be so good with this M4 if he wants to stop them from attacking the site.
Look at that. Smokes raining down all over the place. Adren crouching close. The flashbang is there. That was a great setup for AVANGAR. That should have probably worked, but instead, Saiwu takes one. Kick-It is there to get a double kill. He tries to escape. Buster will take down Alex, and it's all on Saiwu. How could he possibly do this? The bomb is down. He tries to go for the shot, and he's going to take down Buster through the wall. He needs to ace it, but it's not going to happen. It's AVANGAR in the semi-finals here at the StarLadder Major. They drop Vitality on 3 maps with an absolutely amazing performance.
Okay, James just shrugged as if it was just too easy. He's like surprised it was that easy. No one's celebrating until they even finish the defuse. It's like almost like they don't even know how to win yet. But how impressive was that? Map 1, dominant. This, what a stellar performance. And James logs a phenomenal series against one of the best hoppers in the world.
The last 2 rounds here for Kick-It were absolutely amazing. He had some great kills, great flanks. He opened it all up in the last couple of rounds there. That is so hard to deal with, obviously, if you're Vitality. You're going to be looking back at that first half and thinking, if we could have got more than 3 rounds, there would have been so much that we could have done.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit of breathing room to work with, but regardless, this has got to be all about AVANGAR. So few people predicted them to take this. We all knew it was possible. We all said the upset potential is there. No one really believed they were ready to take that step quite yet.
Well, especially in a match like this where it goes 3 maps and there is a comeback lurking on the other side. You feel like that's all the signs were there that they could have crumbled, that the inexperience could have shown through, but instead, they just looked so well drilled. That was a real joy to watch. Kick-It ending on top at 22, but then Sanji and Buster right behind at 21 kills. And James, I mean, that's a historic performance from him in his career so far.
Yeah, he's got to be so proud about what he did. The ace was absolutely magnificent. I think that was one of the rounds that really crippled Vitality's comeback into this. Either way, we're going to hear from the players themselves. We've got Sona down on the stage with AVANGAR.
AVANGAR, the second semi-finalist that we crowned today at the Berlin StarLadder Major. Boy, that's got to be a good feeling to Dren Easy.
It feels great. I'm so proud of the team, what we made, and yeah, I'm so happy now.
Man, it has been a long time since the Astana Dragons, since Kazakhstan, since basically the CIS has been put on the map like you guys put it on the map today. Talk to me about the emotions that all of you guys are feeling.
I don't know, don't feel emotions right now. I think we're gonna feel it a little bit later, maybe in 1 or 2 hours. We just don't know. It's the first time for our team to go to the semifinals. So I think we're gonna realize it in 1 hour.
Yeah, about 1 hour when the adrenaline wears off, no pun intended. Look, man, we're gonna be seeing you guys against the Renegades. Now, you've beaten them before. Can you do it again? That's the big question.
We'll see. Can't talk much about that.
All right, fair enough. Last question for you, Adren. Is it James time?
It's James time, boys.
Let's hear it right now for your second semifinalist, AVANGAR!
Outstanding from AVANGAR. Vitality. They come into this tournament given the world #2 title, and it means nothing in the server. In a best-of-3 quarter-final, you have to put everything on the line, and they certainly did. AVANGAR, they weather the storm of a best-of-3 versus some of the world's greatest.
Yes, listen, we'll beat up on Vitality just like AVANGAR did in a minute, but let's talk first of all this accomplishment, because like in the context of the fact that they're going against the world #2. They're on like a side of the bracket where nobody gives them a chance to even make it out. They were the least likely one to upset. The maps don't even come out in their favor. The one map they had an edge on, they had a 2% win rate on, and they were playing easier opposition. They were playing some of the CIS squads. So in context, this is the greatest upset we've ever had in the history of the majors. Win a best-of-3 that goes all 3.
Yeah.
It's Gambit vibes all over again. Adren has been here before as the underdog, and beating the #2 team in the world today is just chock full of upsets. #2 and #3 now out of the event.
Yeah.
I mean, this side of the bracket, these two teams have played before. It was a complete dogfight.
Yeah, I mean, it's some incredible statistics for us to take a look at, but actually I think now, I don't want to keep them waiting. We have kindly been given an opportunity to hear from the losers of this one. Departure here in the quarterfinals. It's Team Vitality with Sue.
Indeed, things seemed set up here for Team Vitality to make it to the semifinals as the favorites, but as we've seen, AVANGAR, when they're playing with nothing to lose, are a very dangerous opponent, and things just did not work out today.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they played very, very well, especially that third map. Their T side was very clean. We could not string 2 rounds together, which was ultimately our downfall. And aside from that, I also disappeared that third map, and so yeah, that hurts because knowing you did very poorly when you could have stepped up and have the team, that's the one that hurts. But yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing to take away from them. They were very solid.
The fans behind you have been cheering non-stop. Even right now, they are still cheering for you here in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. What do you have to say to them?
I mean, it's obviously amazing, but merci.
We're going to leave it at that, Nathan. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Back to you, Alex.
Just thank you to the fans, and they have. I mean, Sue's not wrong. I haven't heard that section stop cheering ever since they arrived here at the venue, but of course it was the Counter-Strike that did the talking, and that will come into tomorrow. We do see AVANGAR locked in for, not tomorrow, excuse me, of course, more quarterfinals to come, but locked in for the semi-finals here in the Mercedes-Benz. I looked at some stats, Sean, and I'm probably wrong, usually, but 20-6 in opening duels. That does sound like quite an absurd favor of AVANGAR.
Yeah, I praised Zaiwu for the 6-0 opening duels on Inferno. Here he was 0-4, right? He was completely missing at the A bomb site when he was opping it in that first half. They did that car execute that I talked about in the pregame show, and it just did not look like Vitality was ready. They didn't contest Catwalk enough. And AVANGAR's executes on the A bomb site were just phenomenal. They could not be stopped.
And we often say that those takes can be attributed to a lot of randomness. We've seen that the fact that they're reproducing such successful takes onto the A site seems AVANGAR knows something we don't.
Listen, AVANGAR did their homework for this series because on the T side, every single map, they had one site they just wanted to hit as much as possible. As far as I can tell, they only hit the other side to keep you honest, so you couldn't just stack people there. Then when you got, obviously the other side of the equation is, where was Vitality on their CT sides? 3 times they were getting dominated in the openings on the CT side. Yes, they came back once when Ziwu went absolutely ham. On this last one here, they weren't even making information plays. Every highlight's going towards the A site pretty much here, and there's never like a push from the guys on Vitality. They never go up the middle to get information, watch the rotation. It was ridiculous.
I mean, on the other side, you have to look at James, right? We praise him for his opping, but even the rounds Vitality won, it seems like AVANGAR was stacking those bomb sites. They had to like fight their way through 3-4 CTs in every bomb site they would attack.
How many times did Anders or Jason have to sit there and go, well, looks like they're going to be going towards the stack.
Yeah.
Like, there's 3 on B this round and they're hitting B. It did feel like, I mean, can't just be luck. You have to attribute some leadership, some prowess, and some good reads to Jay.
Well, that's actually something that Sean often mentioned is like, it's a Zeus hallmark actually. Obviously, Adren played with Zeus. Is like when he's on the CT side, especially on maps he's not that good on, you just gamble. You try and set up 3 there. You don't give any indication, and you just hope they blind walk into it. And if they do, you'll get some incredible turnarounds like that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it on Inferno, no less. I mean, to recap that series, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it on Inferno, you saw it on Dust2, and I love it out of AVANGAR because in like unfavored situations, you know, like 5-on-4s for the opponents, they stack sites and then they'll save their weapons, you know, and take them into the next round. And that's why it's very hard to, you know, get a lot of rounds against them because it feels like every round's a buy round.
I mean,
that bracket is called Rest in Pick'ems. I think everyone's done it at this point. Nobody has them.
I mean, if there is a diamond coin out there, let us know if you can complete the set, because Counter-Strike continues to be the unpredictable mistress we all know and love. StarLadder Major does conclude its first quarterfinal day with Renegades 2-0 versus Ents, and AVANGAR managing to take a full 3-map series versus Vitality, no less. These are your HLTV highest-rated players so far of the tournament. You can see, you'll be getting to see a couple more of them. The likes of Electronic, of course, taking to the stage tomorrow, and Ents a little inflated due to their untouched record until their performance here in the Mercedes-Benz Arena.
I mean, yeah, you have to look. That's the story of the tournament for Ents right there, right? 2 of the absolute best players in the entire tournament, and where were they today? Like, they just weren't the guys contributing on the server. And you can't overstate these upsets. That top part of the bracket, everyone who saw it, including pros, was like, that's BS. What an easy run they're going to have. Like, they're going to the final. Is it Ents? Is it Vitality? You know, you decide. Number 2 and number 3 teams in the world eliminated by teams way down on the pecking order, and actually teams who weren't even good in the summer. They weren't coming in with height to this major.
Teams with a lot of footage from the Challenger stage, from the Legend stage. They had 4 days of preparation. So these are legit upset wins by these teams.
They certainly are. Going into tomorrow, I mean, just give us a little taste of what we have to look forward to, because yeah, look at, I'm going to let Sean's noise start telling me that story.
Oh my God, that Energy Na'Vi best of 3. I can't even describe how excited I am for that, right?
I keep going back and forwards on who should win that.
Yeah, it's like
every time I think about it.
Young players from Energy against these old veterans from Na'Vi. It's a new look Na'Vi with Boomich in it. We don't really know what we're going to get. They claim that like they're in peak performance, and obviously Liquid versus Astralis. I feel bad for Sue having to do that loser interview afterwards.
It almost takes the term marquee matchup and makes a mockery of it, because you've literally got what could be the greatest team ever, the team of last year, the reigning major champions back to back, going against the team that, as we've made the point, I think they've won 23 or 24 best of 3s in a row. They've lost 9 maps out of 55 that they play. These are numbers that are impossible. So the idea, they both have to go head to head, and one of them's going to lose and one's going to continue on. Just listen, be ready for the second game tomorrow.
Oh,
be ready.
I cannot wait. And you guys, make sure you make time and tell your friends, because we've got some more fantastic quarterfinals. Our analysts cannot contain their excitement. NRG Na'Vi and Astralis Liquid will be clashing here in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. For now, we need to catch our breath and prepare ourselves. So we're going to go do our prep. You can go kick back, play some matchmaking, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the Major.